Brandy Carroll,
Here.
Brad Alexander,
Present.
Jeremy Taylor,
Here?
Kim Vickers,
Here.
Kelly Nadeau, Jim Shrout, Dana Webb.
Okay, the next item, we have no new business deletions or continuances to the agenda. Do we have any public comments this evening?
No public comments.
No public comments. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen, by unanimous consent, can designate routine agenda items to be approved by one motion. If any item proposed on the consent agenda does not meet with approval of all board members, that item will be removed and heard in regular time. This evening, we have two items: approval of the July 19th, 2021 Board of Aldermen meeting minutes and expenditures through July 28th, 2021.
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We have no unfinished business this evening. Next on the new business, first item is discussion, consideration, possible action regarding a request from the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce to approve them having the Fall Festival Lick Skillet Days on Friday, October 22nd and Saturday, October 23rd, 2021, and blocking off Broadway from 11th Street to 13th Street. Mr. Randall, do you have a report?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Before the board denies a request from the Chamber of Commerce to close roadways and alleyways in support of Lick Skillet Days. In the past, it's been called Sept Fest or Fall Fest. The proposed road closures would close Broadway from 11th to 13th Street, beginning 9 a.m. Friday, October 22nd. That would continue until midnight Saturday, October 23rd. In addition, the proposed request includes closing alleyways between South Broadway and Southeast Austin Street. This particular route that you have in front of you, and as well as on the screens here tonight, was made in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce, downtown businesses, and the Oak Grove Police Department. This allows for the event to be held on Broadway and on East-West 12th Street, as well as allow for northbound and southbound traffic on Broadway. In addition to the road closures, the Parks and Rec Department will provide a portion of the porta potties for the event, and Public Works will work on getting electricity and the spider boxes put in place for the vendors. We also have a letter in your packet, and I believe Megan Timothy with the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce also has a presentation and would like to address the board as well, if she would like. If not, you know.
I can.
You want me to pass this around?
Yeah, that would be great.
This is going to be a banner.
Yes, so my name is Megan Timothy, Oak Grove Chiropractic, and I also sit on the board for the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce, 515 Southeast 19th Street, if we need that. So what you have before you is a mock-up of a banner that would be located at several different spots around town. Those locations are provided in the letter for you. They would be, what we are requesting is for those banners to be placed in public property and also smaller signs to be placed in the public right-of-way. That is a request that comes before your board tonight because it would be an exception to the rule. Those smaller signs and the banners would be used to communicate not only the actual event itself that would be going on, but also the road closures along Broadway and along 12th Street. I worked closely with Chief Childs and Matt Randall to revise the previous route that was used in years past for Sept Fest of 2019 and the fall festivals in years past. Typically it was closed at 10th Street going down to somewhere between 13th and 15th depending on the year. Unfortunately, some of the routes that were utilized in the past are not accommodating to semi-trucks. So Chief Childs, he ran around, I'm telling you, trying to find a good route for the city and for the citizens to be able to maneuver easily and also to communicate effectively to the trucks without having them go way out of town or way out of their way. With that being in the fall, it is harvest season, so we did need to make sure that we accommodated them appropriately. So those are the maps that you're seeing here. We will consolidate everything down into those two blocks. In the past, the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce has hosted a beer garden. We are working with Dan Bishop of the Scrapyard to actually host a beer garden on his property and using some of the alleyways there to gate off using its proposed cattle fencing to allow for safe passage of patrons in and out of the beer garden. The chamber would work the gates to make sure that it is 21 and older only, and we would have entertainment throughout the duration of the event. Did I get it all, Matt? Okay,
Hey, thank you.
you're welcome.
Any questions for May?
Was there a thing last year that they were gonna try to extend it to where you could drink outside the beer gardens, or is that, did they make that?
That would have been in 2019, and I wasn't here at that time, so I'm not absolutely sure. From my understanding, city ordinance states we can't drink along Broadway, is that correct?
Yeah, so in 2019, there was discussions, the beer garden was along the north side of the old City Hall building, and cornhole was taking place at the parking lot, that public parking lot. And there
Oh,
was
so
a request to be able to extend the beer garden that was there into the cornhole so people could enjoy a drink while playing cornhole.
Okay.
This year, it is proposed that cornhole will take place on Broadway, right in front of the beer garden, so they will be able to go in and out to sit and have drinks in between their games, but they won't be able to actually drink while playing.
And that will be fine?
I
I
think
mean, we don't need to extend it to the area again? I mean, it seems silly to not, but never mind.
I'm not sure how that would work.
I just think it's gonna be hard to say, oh, they're not gonna take their beer into the same area to play cornhole and to not. So is it something we address now or later?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question. I suppose I would kind of look towards the Chamber of Commerce and their thoughts on the event. I know they're working with Scrapyard to have that be sort of the beer garden, inside of a bar that's used
Oh,
to
okay.
doing those kinds of requirements. The stage that's typically on Broadway would not be on Broadway. It'll be placed behind Scrapyard, so that's where the live music will happen.
Okay.
And I believe the agreement with the Chamber and Scrapyard would be that there would be wristbands that would be sold,
Okay.
and that money would be used to help fund the Chamber of Commerce. And then any sales inside of the beer garden, inside of Scrapyard, would go towards the business.
Okay.
Is that-
That is correct. Yes.
Motion to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the request from the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce for Lick Skillet Days. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding an application for a site plan and design review for the current structure at 306 Northwest First Street, Oak Grove, Missouri. Blue Beacon USA LP. Mr. Randall?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So before the board tonight is a site design and plan review for the renovation and expansion of Blue Beacon Truck Wash at 306 Northwest First Street. That's immediately west of the TA truck stop. The expansion would include an additional 3,435 square feet. The plan includes extending the wash bays from 90 feet to 110 feet. This will accommodate the larger and longer size of modern tractor trailers and will provide room for their staff to operate inside. And this is particularly important as right now during the winter, their staff is outside washing down the back in front of the trucks outside of the bays. The lobby and office will be renovated to improve ADA access. The building will add an architectural tower, I suppose. This will be similar to the newly built truck washes that they build, add some interest, and as well as make it more visible from I-70. The mechanical room will also be enlarged. The existing shed will be relocated on the property. They will they'll more than double their current parking at the facility from 14 spaces to 31 spaces. The plan also includes the reconstruction of the west concrete access drive. In addition, the site plan includes the construction of additional stormwater detention to account for the increased impervious surface that will be created. The plan meets the UDC requirements and was recommended for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission on July 20th. And I do believe there are representatives from Blue Beacon here tonight if the board has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of an application for a site plan design review for the structure at 306 Northwest First Street, Blue Beacon. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding an agreement for auditing services with Westbrook and Company, PC. Mr. Randall?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This is a 3-year agreement for auditing services for Westbrook & Co. This includes audits for fiscal years 2021, 2022, and 2023. The annual cost is a not to exceed of $12,350. The agreement also includes a provision for a single audit if necessary for the American Rescue Plan Act. The requirements for a single audit is the expense of more than $750,000 of federal awarded monies in a single fiscal year. So there's potential, depending on when we receive ARPA funds and how quickly we expend those, we may need to do a single audit in one of those years. With that, happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Questions for staff?
No. I make a motion, we approve the new agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of an agreement for auditing services with Westbrook and Company, PC. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next item, information reports. Mr. Randall, report.
No report for me, but the mayor did ask for me to convey on her behalf. She wanted to thank Blue Beacon for coming to the city, and they've been here for, what, 30 years, 40 years? 77. I've been here for quite a long time. They're reinvesting a substantial amount of dollars back into the community with this development, so she wanted to thank them for coming to the city and for reinvesting for a long-term business. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris? No report. Mr. Sherwood?
Yes, we had an air quality alert today due to the western wildfires, and it is likely that we will have an air quality alert tomorrow. It's possible that sensitive individuals could have some slight respiratory distress because of this.
Chief?
While it's still a couple weeks away, just a reminder that Saturday morning, August 14th, is the Cowboys for Cops Parade. That'll kick off at about 9 o'clock, and it should be off the road by 11.
Okay. Bill?
No report.
Scott?
No report.
No report.
Randy?
I am just happy that it's going to be called Lick Skillet Days again. Just here to say that. And I know other people are happy too. So that's it.
Okay.
No report.
And I have no report.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.
Gotta hit the gavel.
You're going to hit the gavel?
No.
Jeez. You're no fun.
Well, you already banged your gavel, scared me.
Sorry.
You were objecting to something already.
No. I'm just making sure that everybody is on their toes.
You did a great job.
Thank you.